Get in there, you beauty. Have some of that, Spurs. What a win. What an awesome result there from Manchester United. Just beating Spurs 1-0 at Old Trafford. Both teams on 20 points. A huge game in context of what happens between now and the end of the season. We've got a bit of daylight between us and them now. 3 points ahead of those twats now we are. And Manchester United are looking good again. You know, there's all this talk. They were giving it the big one. We battered Liverpool 4-1 when you went there and parked the bus and did nothing. Well, look what's freaking happened now at Old Trafford, Spurs fans. We battered you. Okay, maybe it wasn't a battering. First half, got to give it to Spurs. They looked the better side during the first 45 minutes of the game. They created chances. David De Gea called into action a few times. Had to make some really good key saves. United just could not get flowing at all in the first half. Couldn't barely string a few passes together. Henrik Mkhitaryan, totally ineffective. Rashford, reasonably ineffective. We were having problems in the first half, no doubt about it. Jose sorted those problems out at half-time, though. Whatever he said to the players, it's had an impact because they came out in the second half and the roles were reversed. Manchester United looked comfortable. We looked dominant. We were the side creating chances. That doesn't mean Spurs didn't have a couple of chances in the second half, but the second half was all Manchester United. We played very well indeed in that second half and caused them all sorts of problems. Could have been a couple of other goals as well. Forget the actual goal that came through for a moment. There's a couple of other occasions. Lukaku hitting the post, for example, from that Jesse Lingard cross. We could have battered Spurs today in that second half. We really could have. But, I mean, just so you know, Henry, if you watch the live stream, my friend Henry Hotspur, I was watching the game with him. He's pissed right off. He's absolutely miserable now. I was looking at his little face as he was leaving. It was quality. So he didn't even want to stick around for this post-match reaction because he's just too depressed. He couldn't hack it, lads. Like most Spurs fans couldn't hack it. So over the moon for us right now because this was a huge game. If we would have lost this game today against Spurs, think about the hit to our confidence that would have taken. Manchester United would have been in turmoil. The fans would have been questioning Jose, would have been questioning everything. But now they're not, are they? Because Spurs are a good team. They're in really good form. They're scoring goals. They're looking very good. And Manchester United have managed to get the 1-0 victory. That's the best way to do it. Clean sheet, win 1-0. Happy fucking days, lads and lasses. Let's talk about the goal for one moment here because it was actually from a Spurs attack. And then David De Gea's pinged the ball up the pitch there. I believe it was Romelu Lukaku who's brought it under control with a fantastic header into the path of Anthony Martial, was brought on as a substitute for Marcus Rashford. Martial shows a great bit of pace and that vision for that run. He's beaten Alderweireld and then he slotted it past Hugo Lloris. You could argue those two Belgians, or those two French/Belgians should have done better there. Lloris in the goal there could have perhaps done better, and certainly Alderweireld with the mayor of defending. But who really gives a shit because Martial stuck it in the back of the net. Super sub, strikes again. What is it about United substitutes? It's like if Rashford starts the game, he's reasonably ineffective. If Martial starts the game, he's reasonably ineffective. If Rashford comes on as a sub, he scores a freaking goal. If Martial comes on as a sub, he scores a freaking goal. I'll tell you what it is. It's Jose Mourinho's genius. He knows what he's doing. He knows who he needs to bring on and when in order to have a good impact and an effect. You saw that Mkhitaryan wasn't working today. It just wasn't. It was a bad off day for Mickey. Everything he touched turned to shite. In terms of passes, everything was over here. In terms of touches, everything was not under control. And in terms of just being a bloke, he got bossed and bullied by Tottenham at times today, did Mickey. Disappointed with his performance. But in the end, it doesn't matter because Jose made the changes that mattered. He brought on Jesse Lingard for Mkhitaryan. Jesse Lingard, after being on 5-10 minutes, puts a wonderful cross into the box for Lukaku, who hits the post with his head. Or with a header, rather. He didn't actually go up and nut the post. And then Anthony Martial brought on for Marcus Rashford, who was, he was trying all day long, Marcus Rashford was, but he just wasn't having the joy out there today. He brings on Anthony Martial because he can see that's what we need. And Martial, what does he do? He gets onto that ball and he puts it into the back of the net. It was an unbelievable finish from him. Thierry Henry-esque at its very, very best. So I'm over the moon for Manchester United right now because this has got us back on track. That draw against Liverpool was absolutely gashtastic, wasn't it? It was depressing as you like. We've gone to Anfield, we parked the bus, we barely attacked, we didn't even go for it. Then what happens next week? Spurs batter them 4-1 because they actually went for it and Liverpool are there to be had. That's why going into this game I was a little bit worried because I thought, how are we going to approach this game? Yes, we're at home, but do we have the confidence right now after that Liverpool game and that Huddersfield game to beat a Spurs side who are flying? I think the lucky thing to us today really was that they had no Harry Kane because there are a couple of opportunities that Spurs had that if Harry Kane was in that position, you know the ball's going into the back of the net. That one chance that Dele Alli bottled in the second half springs to mind. Christian Eriksen with a lovely floated ball over the top, and Dele Alli has an absolute mare. Misses a sitter. If that was Harry Kane, that's going in the back of the net. It just is. So we were fortunate in that sense that Harry Kane wasn't on the pitch today, but still, Spurs have got a good side and we've had to perform well in order to get the job done today. Just very tight at the back. Let's talk about the defence. Phil Jones, solid as a rock. Generally, the team's defended very well. There were a couple of dodgy moments here and there, of course. Even Phil Jones having a couple of mares in the first half, but sorted it out. And second half, he was a beast. Ashley Young, let me talk about Ashley Young for a second. He was playing on the left flank today, and he was up and down that like a rat up a drain pipe. He really was. Defensively, he made some really key interceptions, key challenges, key last-ditch challenges as well to stop them having really good chances. And also going forward, you know, he always looked like the man to make something happen, flying down that left-hand side, getting his head up, getting a good ball in. Ashley Young, I thought, was one of the performers of the game today. He really was. In fact, I'm going to give him my man of the match. I thought he was quality. This is a man who last season just didn't really get a look in. The season before, not much of an improvement either. And Jose's given him the opportunities this year. He's given him faith. He's played all over the park as well. Very versatile. He's been playing at left back, left mid, right mid, all over the place. And he's come in today and he was United's best player in my opinion in terms of breaking things up defensively and getting us going forward as well. So over the moon for Ashley Young. Surely an England call-up. Surely an England call-up is in the freaking pipeline. Get that freaking Pizza Hut paper bag wearing twat, Gareth Southgate on the blower right now and call up Ashley Young for the England side. Apologies for my throat. I'm going very croaky. I don't know if you saw my reaction to the goal during the live stream Match Companion, but I've pretty much lost my vocal cords now after going absolutely mad right in Henry's face there. And apologies to him. He's probably going home for a little cry now. He's probably going home for a cry, but bearing in mind how mouthy these Spurs fans were before this game. Oh, you shut up shop at Liverpool. We tore them apart. We're going to batter you. You're not freaking laughing now, are you, Spurs fans? Come on, United! Get in there. Over the moon for us anyway. Romelu Lukaku, good performance from him. A little bit quiet in the first half, but second half he's had a couple of really good opportunities. That one that hit the post, you know, on another day, that could have gone in. Great ball from Jesse Lingard in. Have to say, great ball. And Lukaku with a wonderful header. Hit the right stick, unfortunately, and just bounced away. But that on another day, you know, that could have gone in there. Good performance from Romelu. Plus, I'm pretty sure it was him who headed the ball into Martial's path as well for the goal, for the all-important goal. So he comes out of this game holding his head high. United get the win. That's all that matters. This was a huge game. I mean, there was about 20 minutes left. I was thinking, yeah, this is looking like it's going to be a 0-0 draw. And at Old Trafford, it's not the best result, is it? You want to win every game at Old Trafford, even if it's coming up against a good Spurs side. But just to get that win, to actually get the 3 points, to take the points away from Spurs and to cement ourselves in second place there with daylight breathing down City's neck is absolutely freaking quality, lads. Oh, right. Anyway, I'm going to read some of your guys' comments now. Thank you to everybody who's tuned in right now. You're a bunch of legends. Do us a favour, smash a freaking like on this video. And if you're a Spurs fan, have some of that. Kumaran Silva Kumar comments, hopefully Pogba is back for the Chelsea game. And Anthony Martial comments and said, we need Pogba ASAP. I'm going to have to agree with you there. I think he really does give us something in midfield there in terms of that midfield dynamism, winning things in the centre of the park, getting his head up, driving forward with surging runs, having shots from distance, good shots from distance, causing problems, causing rebounds, causing all sorts of issues. He's got the vision and he's a big game player for us, no doubt. So I totally agree with you. We miss Paul Pogba, but considering we have got injury problems, there's all this talk about Spurs without Kane. Spurs without Kane. That's what Henry said at the end of the game there. He said, yeah, but we don't have Harry Kane, do we? Yeah, well, we don't have Paul Pogba, our most expensive player. And we don't have a few other players either. So, you know, I don't think they can really use that excuse. You've got to have the strength in depth. But I did say to him at the start of this game, you're going to struggle today because you don't have your goal scorer. They didn't even have Llorente on the pitch to begin with, an actual striker. They had Son, who's a good player, no doubt, but he's not an out-and-out striker. And that showed today, I think. I really think that showed today. So, yeah, have some of that, Spurs. Let me read a couple more of these comments from you legends. Kyle Barnett comments, need to back it up with a win next week. Totally agree. That's the problem, you know. You don't want to be inconsistent at this level. We were looking very consistent at the start of the season. Then we had that Liverpool mare. Then we had that Huddersfield double day mare. That was a shocker. We can't then go and lose the next fixture after beating Spurs. It just completely undoes all the good work we've done today. So completely agree there, pal. 1992 Caleb W comments, I think this is the best time to face Chelsea. I don't see us losing, to be honest. You might well be right. They don't look quite themselves this season. Good time to play them. We're looking very strong. Okay, the couple of games before that, not so good, but we've got things back on track now. We beat Swansea, we beat Spurs here. That's a very big test. It was always going to be this season how we do when we come up against the big teams. It's all well and good having the run at the start of the season that we did, winning these games, scoring 4 goals every game against teams that we're definitely expected to beat. But it's how we actually compare against the big teams. When you come up against the likes of Spurs or the likes of Chelsea and City, these are the important games, and these are the yardstick that we can measure ourselves against these teams to see how we actually are doing at the moment. And today you have to say United did a very good job in a game where at times we were lacklustre. First half we were poor. I thought first half we were poor. Second half we sorted it right out though, didn't we? Much better in the second half. And this is how we compare ourselves to other teams. It's, Spurs beat Liverpool 4-1. They battered them. We drew with Liverpool. Poor result from us. But they were coming into this game with confidence based on that and based how we did against them. But coming up against United at Old Trafford, it's a tough ask for anybody to come out of the game with anything. So we just absolutely battered them. Mr. Zaki Boy comments, we'll smash Chelsea. I really hope we do. It's all about who we do against the big teams now. It's no good winning a game one week and losing a game another. It's, against these big teams, you've got to get the results. Even a draw in that game wouldn't be terrible, but we've got to go and batter them, no doubt about it, or at least give it a damn good go. I don't want to see none of this parking the bus nonsense at all. Anthony Evelyn comments, we should never have lost to Huddersfield. No excuse for United. I'm totally with you there, but they just outworked us, didn't they? I don't know what it was about United that day. But we just didn't have any bollocks, did we? We didn't try hard enough. We were just content to just mope around and give it 70%. We just turned up expecting to beat Huddersfield. You can't do that. Huddersfield really did a good job of being first at every ball, working their socks off, challenging full-blooded every single time, running their tits off, and they got the better of us. They did. They deserved to win. United was second best. We were poor. So yeah, I totally agree. We cannot afford to do that against anybody, let alone teams that we should be smashing, no doubt about it. Nikhil Kunjaberry comments and says, hope Pogba is back for Chelsea. Herrera is shit. Well, that's a little bit of a strong comment, but yeah, I think Pogba certainly would get the nod at the moment based on Herrera's performances recently. But saying that, I didn't think Herrera was that bad today, but at times, a little bit frustrating. Didn't do a whole lot, did he? And in terms of breaking things up in the centre of the park and also getting the ball and just playing it out to our forwards to get things going, he didn't do a very good job right there, did he? Sorry, just having a sip of Carabao there. It's not an advertisement. The marketing got me from the League Cup. I saw that in the shop today. I was like, never had one of those. Gonna have to buy that shit. Ivan Juzovic says, are you kidding? He's beyond shit. He can't pass 5 yards. Are you talking about Herrera there? I think he's actually a decent player for United. Last season, he was one of our driving players in the middle of the park. He was better than Pogba last season. I know this season it's not been the case, but last season, I'm sorry, Herrera was better than Pogba last year. He was. He had more of an impact. He had more of a drive in the centre of our midfield. And okay, you can disagree with me there, but I think he had a better season than Paul Pogba last year. Sudhama Lama comments, hope Pogba is back for the Chelsea game. Me too, we're going to need him. He's a very important player for us. He's growing into that role at United. He's come in for a ridiculous amount of money, but he's starting to live up to it this season. He has. He's had a good season before the injury, of course. So, yeah. Sorab John, Herrera had an amazing game today. Hope his form is coming back. I thought he was decent. I wouldn't say he was amazing. I didn't think he got us going too many times. I think Spurs won the battle in midfield for large parts of that game, especially first half. Andor was nowhere. He was absolutely nowhere, as was not Mkhitaryan. I thought he was poor. But yeah, there were times when Ander Herrera's done some good things today, no doubt about it. The back line was great today, though, wasn't it? We started that game with, what was it, like a 3-4-1-2 or a 3-5-2, whatever you want to call it. We got Smalling, Bailey and Jones, and they defended like lions today. They have. There's a couple of times when Spurs got the better of them, as I say, that Dele Alli chance in the second half where he should have put it away. and they got the better of us. But that was just a good pass and a good run. That happens, you know. Other than that, they really did perform very well today. And Advan Jeshari comments, Young was simply awesome today. I totally agree with you, pal. What a stunning performance from him. He definitely deserves an England call-up based on his form this season. And that's what Jose does. You know, he gives these players who are perhaps out in the doldrums, who are you thinking, oh, well, they're going to be sold in this summer. They're going to move them on. They're not part of this United side. And what does he do? He gives them opportunities. He puts faith in them. Look at Phil Jones. Phil Jones is another example. You know, last year, he was basically nowhere. Under Louis van Gaal, he was nowhere. He had injury problems. He showed a lot of potential at the early part of his career after Ferguson signed him. But since then, it's been a sort of downhill slope. But as soon as Jose Mourinho comes in, he instills that confidence into these players. He gives them opportunities. He's given Jones the opportunity this season. And Jones has basically cemented himself as the best Premier League centre-back right now. Jones and Stones for England. Ashley Young on the left. Totally agree with that, pal. Ashley Young, unbelievable. Caleb, Young, man of the match. Just because he didn't take Aurea or Dele Alli's shit today. I know that was the thing. They were definitely trying to rough him up at times today. That Aurier's a dirty bastard. Also, Dele Alli's a dirty little prick, isn't he? He is. How many fouls did he commit today? Should have been sent off, in my opinion. Dirty freaking bastard. Randy Diaz, he did that with Fellaini as well. Totally agree, Randy. You know, this is what Jose does. He takes these players who you think are not going to be part of the United's furniture for much longer, and he gives them opportunities, and they grasp those opportunities, and he builds their confidence up. And you can see that Fellaini's one of our better players. You know, Ashley Young's been brilliant this season and versatile, playing all over the park and still performing. Phil Jones, Matic from Chelsea, you know, he's got him on low confidence, really. Brought him over to United after a spell at Chelsea there, where he's sort of gone off the boil, and he's brought him right back to the forefront. Jose Mourinho knows what he's doing. He's a great man manager. He gets these players, he builds their confidence, and it shows out there on the pitch. You know, it really does. Stunning management from the lad, and what a great game and result that is to get us over the line today. Anthony Martial, you beauty! Stefan Loons comments, hiya Stefan, thank you very much for your comment. He says, great game, great result, clean sheet, and Martial magic. Glory, glory, Manchester United. You've said it all, son. What an absolutely stunning result and performance that was from us. Beautiful. Spurs fans seriously must be absolutely hating this right now. It's amazing. Just Steve, so happy with that win, I know. Wasn't really expecting it either. Come the sort of 20 minutes left of the game, I was reserved to the fact that United were probably going to draw this game. You know, hopefully nick something. Of course, there's always that element. We could always do that. We've got the quality in there to make something happen out of nothing. But I did think, if you saw in my match companion, I said I think Martial was going to be the man once he was brought on to make the impact. And guess what? He did. This lad is quality. It's unbelievable when you think about how he came into Manchester United. A lot of people giving him a lot of stick, or not necessarily stick, but didn't really know much about him. I myself said, how have we spent 40 mil on this guy that I've never even heard of? But it turns out he's fucking quality. And he was today as well. He's been great for us so far this season. Popped up with some very important goals indeed. And I just think his career at Manchester United is only going to get more legendary. Apologies, lads. My throat's very sore at the moment. I'm very unwell. And I've been doing a lot of shouting and screaming and celebrating this last sort of 45 minutes. So you have to forgive me. It does sound like I'm on 40 a day. Definitely sound like I've got some issues. So apologies for that. Full of cold. Just generally not feeling too well. But over the moon about the Manchester United result today. What a performance and win that was. Luca comments, I'd love... Oh, hang on, it's gone away. I'd love to see Rashford and Martial play together. I know what you're saying. What would happen if we had, say, Lukaku up top there, Rashford on the left, Martial on the right, or the other way around? I think that would be pure penetration. That would be a trident of penetration. All that pace and all that skill to beat a man, and then to pass the ball into a big beast like Lukaku just to finish it off. It sounds like a recipe for awesomeness, doesn't it? It does, but I'm not sure if Jose's going to do that. He likes the balance in his side there. He likes somebody who's going to work back and work and defend and all that sort of thing, which Rashford does do more than Martial, to be fair. But I don't think he'd like two attacking players like that on the pitch. You know, unless you've got two very defensive midfield players like a Matic and a Fellaini or something like that, or Carrick, you know, just to shore things up in the middle of the park. GRHDA, how long must we suffer Mkhitaryan? Hopefully he'll be out the door in January. Calm down, pal. Mkhitaryan's quality. Okay, last couple of games he's not performed. Today he was gash-tastic, one of the worst performances I've seen from him. But there were times last season where he was one of our better players, doing all sorts of stuff, making things happen, assisting his teammates, scoring goals. This lad's quality, give him a break, you know. He's great for Dortmund. He's going to be great for us. He has been great for us in a number of games. It's not easy to do it consistently on a week-in, week-out basis. But these players at Manchester United, that's what they have to do. So I sort of hear what you're saying. It's no good if you're going to be shit one week and great the next week. You've got to be steadily good. You've got to be good every single week. That's why a player like Darren Fletcher, for instance, or a Michael Carrick has been so successful at Manchester United, because they consistently give you a 7 out of 10 every single week. Whereas Mkhitaryan might give you a 9 out of 10 one game and a freaking 4 out of 10 today. You know, it's no good, is it? So I sort of hear what you're saying, but I don't think he needs to be sold. I think he's one of those players that's in that second bracket of quality in terms of world-class players. He's not quite up there with the elite, but he's just behind. And I personally think he's a good player. Give him a bit of faith and he will repay that faith, you know. Mkhitaryan, he's a damn good player. Let's just calm down about getting rid of Mkhitaryan. Yashin Den comments, Pig, you are a legend. No, Yashin, it's you who is the legend, my friend. Sorab comments, please call Henry Hotspur. I'm actually filming this and it's a live stream on my phone right now, so I can't actually phone him. I'd love to phone him and give him a bit of stick and see how many tears he's cried since he's left. But if you want to go back and watch the live match companion, which was on earlier, should be published to YouTube now. You can see his reaction when the goal goes in. And it is awesome. It's freaking awesome. So make sure you do that. But yeah, unfortunately, I'm not able to call him. Should have thought this through. It would have been nice to get him on the phone and give him a bit of stick, wouldn't it? It would have been lovely. Ivan comments, Mickey is gash sometimes. Yeah, I totally agree. It's about that inconsistency thing again, isn't it? Today he was poor, but other times he's quality. So he just needs to bring that consistency into his game. Like I was saying all season long last year about Anthony Martial, saying he's too inconsistent, because he was. One game he'll do something absolutely unbelievable, world class, and the next time he'll turn into the invisible man. You cannot do that at United. You've got to be consistently good every week. So I hear you, but I expect him to get a kick up the arse from Jose and hopefully improve from here on out. Yeah. Manchester United 96 comments, some Man United fans are so impatient. Well, there you go. We do ask a lot from these players at this club, and we do ask a lot of our club. So yeah, we are impatient. I would say that's probably a fair comment. Mkhitaryan struggling too much. Why? Looking like he's playing like Kagawa. That's from Patrick Naranjan. Thank you for your comment, Patrick. He was struggling today. He really was. He just looked off the boil. Every single pass was overhit. Every touch was just not quite right. He's had an absolute double daymare today, Henrik. He has. He hadn't double Armenian mare today. But let's give him a bit of benefit of the doubt. Cut him some slack. He is quality. He's got it in his locker to be a match winner. He does. Okay, he doesn't show that on a regular enough basis, but it's like Martial last year. If he can bring that consistency to his game, then he's going to be a big player for Manchester United. Temps HP comments, we are missing penetration in the box. We need Pogba back for Chelsea and Fellaini as well. Totally agree. We missed that penetration. We missed those forward-cutting, scything open passes that a Pogba can bring you. Herrera didn't quite do it today. Matic, that's not really what he's about. So, yes, totally agree. We need Pogba back. He's great box-to-box as well. Great defensively and offensively going forward. He can cut teams open. He can shoot from distance and create goals. He's a beast. So we do need Pogba back, even if last season he wasn't perhaps as good as we were hoping he was going to be. But I certainly think at the start of this season, he's been much, much better. So hopefully he can be another one of those players that is more consistent. My voice is absolutely going down, lads. It is. Yashin comments, what is your opinion on Lindelof? My opinion of Lindelof and what I've seen from him so far is he's pretty average, isn't he, really? But it's early days. He's got to adapt to this league. He's got to adapt to the English style of play, the Premier League. It's always difficult, a new player coming into a side and expecting them to perform right away. Unfortunately, at United, we do sort of expect players to be able to do that. But he's pretty much, if I'm going to be honest, he's fourth in the pecking order for centre-back, isn't he? Because Bailey's better than him. Phil Jones has had a great season, looks better than him. Smalling, right now, you'd have to say better than him. Based on what we've seen anyway. I'm hoping Victor Lindelof turns into the next Vidic, but I'm not sure if he's going to. So we'll see. You know, sometimes you can buy well and you can think, oh, this guy's got all this potential. He's had a great season at his club. He's going to be quality. And it doesn't always work out like that. You know, Alex Ferguson has bought loads of players over the years that should have worked out. They just didn't. So, you know, it might be a duff. Who knows? But then again, it's early in his United career. Don't rule him out just yet. Advan comments, your man of the match today, Pig. It's got to be Ashley Young. I thought he was tremendous. You know, up and down that left wing, just causing them all sorts of problems. Some of the key challenges he made today to break their play up was unreal. There was at least 2 or 3 occasions where Spurs had like a very good clear-cut opportunity to score, and he's the man who's made the last-ditch challenge. So I thought he was just brilliant today. Not only that, going forward, surging forward, he was the man who was looking to make things happen all during that first half when everybody else was asleep. So, yeah, Ashley Young, to me, has played his way into this United side. He gets a lot of stick. I've given him a lot of stick over the past, but I think Jose's given him that confidence and he's given him that freedom to go out there and play. And that's exactly what he's doing. He's working his socks off. He is. He's given Jose 110% out there. You can see he's worked his freaking socks off today. So for me, Ashley Young is the man of the match. Paul Lucas says the same. Young has to be man of the match. Totally agree. It was an absolute beast. Oh, right. Sorry, lads. My voice is just going. I don't think I could talk very much longer before spewing my guts all over the floor. I feel proper rough now. That celebrating, that shouting during that game has just taken it out of me. But I have saw that, Spurs! Awesome. Absolutely freaking awesome. Right, I'm going to wrap it up there, but thank you so much for tuning into this live reaction. You're a bunch of legends. Do us a favour, smash a like on this video, come and follow me on Twitter and also Facebook and Instagram at Mr. Flying Pig HD. If you're new to this channel, make sure you subscribe. Hit that subscribe button and stay up to date with all things United, all things football and all things pigs. So make sure you do that. And also come back in a few minutes when this video has finished publishing. You can have your say in the comments section. Those comments will stick around, unlike all of these comments that are coming through right now. If you have commented during this video and I've not read out your comment, I apologise. They're all pinging through. I can't read them all out. I try my best every single week, but, you know, I'm a bloke. I'm not a woman. I can't multitask. So I can't speak and read at the same time. I have to pause and have a look, so cut me a bit of slack. Anyway, have some of that, Spurs, you bunch of twats. Over the moon, Henry's face. Go and watch the live stream match companion if you missed it. Go and watch when Martial scores. Look at his face. Anyway, thanks so much for tuning in. You're a bunch of legends. Like, subscribe, comment. I'll see you very, very soon. And, you know, just freaking come on, United. What a stunning result and performance that was. Second half from us. What a goal by Anthony Martial. The super sub strikes again. You French freaking legend. The next Thierry Henry proves it once again. You know, that finish was just sublime, wasn't it? Just cool, calm, collected. That's all he needed was one opportunity to put it in the back of the net. It sort of reminded me of that goal when Thierry Henry came back to Arsenal on loan. I think it was against Leeds in the Cup. And Thierry Henry's got one opportunity and he's just opened his body and curled it past the keeper, just as you would expect him to do. Different angle, but same sort of shit. Anyway, come on United, get in there, get your thoughts and opinions in below. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is the Pig. I'm Flying Pig United. Have yourself a freaking good one. Absolutely freaking over the moon, lads, and buzzing. I'll see you soon. Take it easy. Come on United.